What is up, party people? It is your host with the most, Sterling Ardrey, and yes, you are watching Trash Talk Episode 6 with yours truly, Sterling Ardrey. And let's start it off. You see the A on my hat representing the Anaheim, some people call it the Los Angeles, but it's really the Anaheim Angels. Last night was the MLB All-Star Game Home Run Derby. Giancarlo Stanton, oh my gosh, he hit 61 home runs in his 3 rounds of the competition, and 39 of them went over 440 feet. Lord have mercy. That is crazy. What an amazing performance. For those of you who watched, I know it was like history in the making. I didn't get to watch, but I saw the highlights, and that man knows how to swing the bat.
At least we try for home run every time. Swinging.
Now, today is Tuesday, July 12th, and the All-Star Game is actually kind of currently happening right now, but I'll still give you my predictions, even though by the time you watch it tomorrow, the game will have already happened. But just here's my prediction basically for the All-Star Game. I'm predicting that the American League will take it, and I do believe that Mike Trout will make history. He's becoming the only player to be a 3-time MLB All-Star Game MVP. Good luck to you, Mike Trout. Now, my studio has done some digging. You've probably heard the news about Draymond Green, the menace in the Golden State Warriors organization. I don't know why I call him the menace. He's not really a menace, but he's been known to let his feet fly with fury. You know, he's obviously a big fan of Kung Fu Panda. We actually have some footage of some of his off-season training. We're gonna go ahead and roll that clip for you guys, all right?
X gon' give it to you. Wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you. Knock, knock, open up the door, it's real. With the non-stop pop out and stainless steel. Go hard getting busy with it. But I got such a good heart that I make the mother one day.
Now, for those of you who haven't heard, Draymond Green was allegedly in an incident in Michigan over the weekend where he supposedly slapped a Michigan fan in the face. Now, if you don't know, Draymond Green is alumni of Michigan State University, so obviously the Michigan State Spartans, Michigan Wolverines. There is a rivalry in the state of Michigan, and tempers could have been flying. I believe he was at a bar, club, a little loose off the goose. Somebody said something, and he was like, whap-ha, how you gonna give up that 3-1 lead, whap-ha? And something probably to that extent of the altercation, and he was released on a $200 bail. He will have to go back for arraignment, and I don't know how this will play out with him being able to represent USA in the Olympics. He did make the roster. Personally, I just feel like when you have an event like the Olympics and you have your best athletes there, you also kind of they're representing the country, and not to say that he's not deserving. He could have been totally innocent in the altercation, but it's just when somebody has that kind of scandal, they're kind of having that negative news, following them along. I just don't know if maybe it's the best idea for him to compete with the team in Rio over the summer. So maybe, look to see if he gets replaced on the USA men's basketball roster. Now, you guys are probably wondering, Sterling, what's with the headband? And I'm gonna tell you, what I'm about to talk about, the next topic, is probably gonna cause a little controversy. And I gotta have this because you viewers, you're probably gonna be sweating me, alright? You heard the news over the weekend. That's right. 19-year veteran Tim Duncan is hanging up the sneakers. He is retiring from the Spurs and basically from all of NBA. Now, Tim Duncan, who's a 5-time NBA champion, 3-time Finals MVP, 2-time League MVP, and 15-time All-Star at the age of 40, had a career average double-double, 19 points, 10.8 rebounds. Now, I did some digging. Earlier this year in January, ESPN did their rankings for top 10 power forwards in the league. Now, they put Tim Duncan at number 1, Karl Malone at number 2, Dirk Nowitzki at number 3, Charles Barkley at number 4, and Kevin Garnett at number 5. Now, here's where their headband comes into play. I'm about to drop a bomb. Now, for me personally, if I was gonna rewrite the list of top 5 NBA power forwards, I'm gonna start at number 5 and work my way up to number 1. Number 5, I agree with the list. With ESPN, I'm gonna go with Kevin Garnett. And number 4, I put Charles Barkley. And number 3, Dirk Nowitzki. But at number 2, I'm gonna have to put Timmy Duncan there. Sorry, Duncan, no disrespect, but I just feel like Karl Malone deserves the number 1 spot, even though he does not have any NBA titles to his resume. I just feel like he deserves the number 1 spot. Now, I will tell you why I feel like he deserves the number 1 spot. He has a higher points per game career average, this 25. So, 25 points as opposed to Tim Duncan's 19 points per game, his career average. Same rebound, 10 rebounds a game, so they both average a double-double. And also, Karl Malone shot 51% from the field, while Tim Duncan only shot 50. I don't know why I say only shot 50, like 50's not great, but Karl Malone shot 51. Now, I just personally feel like, with those, stats in mind, Karl Malone deserves the number 1 spot. Unfortunately, no, he wasn't able to get an NBA championship like Tim Duncan. No offense to Tim Duncan and his hook shot, but I just personally feel like that number 1 spot should go to Karl Malone. Now, some of you guys probably saw my promo talking about who my guest star would be, and well, he is here in studio with us today. So, ladies and gentlemen, from the set of First Take, let's bring out Stephen A. Smith. Let's come on and bring him out. Thank you, Sterling, for having me on the show. First of all, let me just tell you, you're doing a great job. I like what you're doing. This is one of the better shows that I've seen on YouTube. You're young, you're hungry, you're humble, and I really like what you're doing. Now I'm gonna ask you a question, and I mean no disrespect by this, but are you on drugs? I mean, you've got to be. To say that Karl Malone is a better power forward than Tim Duncan, this is blasphemy. All right, this is blasphemous. I don't know you that long. I don't know you personally, but I don't know what you're smoking, what you're drinking, what's in your morning cup of cereal, but this is insanity. Now, Karl Malone, no disrespect to the great Karl Malone, Hall of Famer, but he is no Tim Duncan, given that he may have averaged 6 more points. He is not Tim Duncan. If he was so good, him and John Stockton, they should have won a championship. This is blasphemy. And like I said earlier, I mean no disrespect. I like what you're doing with the show, but young man, you've got to be smoking some drugs to have an opinion like that. All right, well, that's enough of that. Thank you again for being on the show, Stephen A. Smith. Like I said, numbers never lie. That's why I just felt like his better field goal percentage and more points per game. But hey, to each their own. Well, hey, to the viewers, thank you for tuning in. As always, like, comment, and subscribe.